So, are we live?
We are.
Ooh. That's fantastic. Hope
Not
everyone's
fantastic.
excited. Not blown up.
Oh yeah.
I've no idea what you're referring to. Nothing happened last week.
I mean, we're
Nothing
going...
happened last week. There's no reason at all why we are with a brand new.
We just got bored.
We
just got bored of what was going on. Yeah, it's fine.
See how long it takes for us to kill these characters.
I mean, to be fair, it's not like we're going anywhere where there'd be a large concentration of gunpowder.
Nope, totally not. It's not like that. I maybe have teased that there's a goblin industrialist in the world.
Thought about that already. All right, take it away, Trip. What have you got in store for us?
So we begin with all of you being held in separate holding cells on this quite beautiful early summer day. As you were all contacted by one Dr. Thomas Faeglen and have made your way to Tikat Merkasi, the capital of Prekyba. However, upon your arrival, you have all separately learned that the good Dr. Faeglen was murdered recently, and that you've all been brought in for questioning. Aranis.
Yes.
You were brought in to a bare room. You're bid to sit. You're not tied up or anything like that, but you do not have your weapons with you. As those would have been confiscated because the law enforcement here isn't stupid enough to just allow you to walk around the interrogation room fully armed. You bid to sit down, do you?
Yep.
So, what do we see as Aranis Joren sits down in this interrogation room?
Ernice is a tiefling, almost 6 foot height, long black hair, generally red skin, but her shirt that she wears is opened down a little bit so that you can actually see she has a scar, very noticeable scar, in the middle of her chest that then has blue markings spreading out over the rest of her body, sort of like if you see survivors of lightning strikes, seeing the strikes that cover the marks that cover their body, kind of like that. And she's wearing a long coat, like a pirate captain would. Nice pants, boots.
Does your coat have frills?
Of course.
Okay. You just need to make sure with these things, you know?
And then she's been constantly going through trying to find new ones because she can't find one that fits, but she's wearing a big captain's hat as well.
Which is kind of like precariously balanced on the horns.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to wear a hat with those ones.
Yeah.
And she's kind of sitting on the chair, leaning back, one arm up, just smirking at the people that brought her in.
Yeah. A few moments later, you see an old gentleman, short cupped, salt and pepper beard, walk in. Half elf by the looks of it. Sits down opposite you. Okay. Just adjusts his glasses a little. Opens a ledger, flicks through a couple of pages. Yes. So, Your name?
They call me Captain No Beard.
There's an eyebrow. And your actual name?
Captain No Beard?
He
No.
looks very unimpressed.
Fine. Erenice Jordan?
Ernest Joren. He scribbled something down. Purpose of your visit to Tikot Makasi?
Oh, I just wanted to see the sights.
Scribble something down. Civil status?
I'm sorry, what?
Civil status. Are you married?
Are you proposing?
No.
Well, that's no fun.
If
No,
you would please answer.
not.
Thank you. Skip something down. So, Miss Joren, what is your connection to the late Dr. Thomas Faeglen?
So something's happened to the good doctor.
I believe you've already been informed that the man was murdered.
What? When?
2 days ago.
How?
You do realize that this is an interrogation and I'm the interrogator here.
When?
I told you 2 days ago.
Why?
That is something we wish to find out.
Who?
That is also something we wish to find out. This is all part of the investigation.
Where?
He was found dead in his shop in near the docks.
Very well. I'm on the case. I will stand up and try to walk out the door.
The guards tried to stop you.
Yep. Excuse
Like,
me.
they're just standing in the way, not letting you past.
I'll just point outwards. I need to get through.
As one of the last people Dr. Faeglen had any correspondence with, if you are a suspect. However, as soon as that is cleared, you'll be free to go. Now, if you would kindly sit down
I just
and
came
answer
into
the
port.
question.
I just got here.
We just have some routine questions for you. Now, please take a
Fine.
seat. Eat this seat, and if you cooperate, this will not take long, and you'll be free to go on your way.
I walk over, turn the seat around, sit on it backwards. Just stare at him.
So, how do you know Dr. Faeglen?
Business relationship.
Anything more in depth you may give us?
He buys stuff from me.
He owns an antique store. He buys stuff from a great many people. Owned, I suppose.
I had a weird fish in a jar. He told me what that was.
Right. Scribble something down in his notebook. Do you have any information to share about your correspondence with Dr. Faeglen recently?
He's very chatty. Not very fun to have around, though.
anything specific he mentioned that might help shed light on this case?
No idea.
Right. Do you know of any outstanding disagreements with Dr. Faeglen?
No idea.
Were you ever in conflict with him?
No idea.
Are you just going to keep answering no idea to all the questions I ask?
No idea.
I
Take a
see.
breath.
Bring Miss Joran back to her cell. We will tell you. We will tell you about about what we conclude with soon.
I'll immediately stand up. Right. So I will need supplies to start investigating. I need a
You're being
magnifying glass
escorted.
most of all.
You're being escorted back to your cell.
Oh, wonderful. Lead the way, gentlemen.
And the two guards will escort you back to the cell.
I will walk back as if it was my idea.
Okay. And like I say, holding cell loosely. There's a lock on the door, but they're more like comfortable studies than cells.
Yes, gentlemen, the murderer could still be out there. Need to keep me protected.
Quite. You hear the telltale click of the door locking.
Ah, good. Safety at last. There anybody else in the cell with me?
No, these cells are all lone.
Yeah, okay.
Spectre,
Yes.
you are brought to the interrogation room, and as Aranis before you, bid to sit down. So, what do we see as Spectre has entered the room? And
Spectre is an unusual figure, a almost ghostly, approaching featureless, with no facial hair, long, really flowing silvery white hair, a true form of a changeling. Strange to find in most settlements, I can assume.
strange to find just about anywhere.
Wearing rather worn clothing likely due to extended travels, which is just covered by light scale mail armor, unless that's been taken from me.
Your armor has not, but your weapons have.
Figured as much. Spectre stands but 6'4" tall, with rather muscly built, multiple scars likely from battle, for bite marks, claw marks, that sort of thing, and just sits there with a sort of in slightly puzzled look, observing the room, looking at details that might be important.
Please sit.
I sit down.
Your name?
I go by Spectre.
Scribble something down. A last name?
None.
I see. Makes a note. Place of origin?
Think for a moment. Likely vary.
Notes down. What is your connection to Dr. Thomas Faeglen?
Limited, mostly minor work, not much contact.
I see. Where were you 2 days ago?
In the woods close to the mountains.
What direction?
Let's see. We're in Marquesi, right? To get
Yeah.
Marquesi.
Yes.
That would be southwest.
Note it down. Do you wish to share the purpose of your recent correspondence with the late Dr. Faeglen?
Looks puzzled. Could you define that word?
Dr. Faeglen sent you a letter, and you have been
Yes.
been in contact with them. What is the nature of your conversation?
Let's see. So let's see. He decided us to investigate something regarding people having their flesh rotted away while still alive, likely some sort of disease.
I see. Do you know of any outstanding conflicts between Dr. Faeglen and anyone else?
None that I can think of. I have very limited contact with the doctor.
Very well.
His social life was none of interest to me.
Very well. You will be escorted back to your cell, and once we're done with the process, we'll let you know what will happen.
Very well.
And you're escorted back to your cell. Cora,
Hello.
you were brought to the interrogation room.
Mm-hmm. If
What
there's
do
a
we
free chair, I will sit down.
What do we see as Cora enters?
A human woman, average height, with brown hair and a couple of daisies and dandelions woven in. But they look like they've been picked yesterday, so they are very well sit right now. Otherwise, general traveler clothes, sensible clothing, nothing that really sticks out.
Okay. So you've already taken a seat.
Yeah.
Your name?
Cora. Drip
That's down.
Pani. Drip Pani.
I'm somewhat familiar with the Drapani family.
Yeah, I'd prefer it if my mother wouldn't know I'm here.
Of course. What's your connection with the late Dr. Thomas Faeglen?
Oh, I mean, he was our neighbor. I spent some days in his house. That was always it was good. He taught me a lot about the world.
Need I get to write all of this down? Your recent correspondence with them. Anything you can share about that?
Well, he asked for help. And, I mean, we figured what would it hurt, you know? I know it's close to my mother, but it's not the worst that could happen, so if an old friend asks for help, we just see what we can do. And turns out he needed help faster than we could. I mean, that's just what I assume. I don't know.
I see. Help with what exactly? Did he tell you?
With some form of disease or something. I don't know. I don't have the letter with me. I don't remember. It was something where people died because they decayed or something along those lines. I'm not sure.
Do you know of any conflicts or disagreements
I
Dr.
mean,
Faeglen had?
none that are serious enough to kill over. He never liked my mother, but it's not. I don't think it will ever get that bad. And you know, the usual clean up your yard. No, this is history. I'm displaying it stuff, but yeah, nothing serious.
Anything you can tell is helpful in the investigation.
Be careful when looking through his house. Some of the stuff he has is, well, it wasn't safe for 10-year-old me, so I don't know if someone who's not cautious could fall into or something.
I see. Thank you. And Cora, my condolences.
Thank you.
You'll be escorted back to your cell, and we will tell you what happens next shortly.
Okay.
And you're escorted back to your cell.
Yeah.
Selena,
Yeah.
you are brought to the interrogation room.
Excellent.
So, as you enter and are bid to sit, what do we see?
Sardina is dressed with the. I suppose the most apt way to describe this would be a medieval plague doctor in all distinctions of the word, except with a more mage style on it. It does have a little witch hat on top. And the only thing that distinguishes her race would be two pointy ears coming out the side of a lilac color. Otherwise, there's just a
Are you wearing
white
the mask?
bird mask. Yes.
Okay. A lot of stuff being difficult to breathe, but you're used to that.
Zelina will just drift in and then just sit in the chair.
I will also note that for anyone up to now, the guard presence has been 2 guards and the interrogator. When Selena's brought in, there are 6 guards, the interrogator, and an additional robed figure.
Trip, are we going up in order of danger? Like, are they getting more cards in as it progresses?
No, I'm literally rolling a dice to see who goes in when.
Understandable.
And she just sits there, stares at him.
I would ask you to remove your mask.
Selena will gently remove a mask. Very slowly. Just place it down in front of her. Indeed, she is a drow, from what he can tell, if he is smart enough to know what that is anyway. If not, then he probably assumes she's some kind of elf with a darker complexion. Her eyes are noticeably pale.
Yes, he knows what a drow is.
I don't know how common they are, dude.
Not very common on the surface, but stories of drow are very common.
Spiffing.
What do you think
Selena
of the added god presence?
Selena has a polite smile on her face.
Your name?
Zalina Vraiken.
Place of origin?
The Underdark.
More specific?
Not for you to know.
Note this down. Purpose for your visit?
I have been invited by a colleague who is now deceased to look into a potentially magical problem.
What is your connection to the late Dr. Thomas Faeglen?
He has invited me to look into a magical problem. Purely work associated.
Have you ever had dealings with him before?
No.
Note all of this down. You mentioned that you've been invited to come here to deal with a magical issue. Can you give me more details about that?
Some form of disease.
He gestures as if to say, go on.
She does not go on.
You do realize that the more you cooperate with us, the faster.
I have answered your question sufficiently. I have no more to share with you, for I know not any more. Other than a few specifics which you've already likely gotten out from other people, or indeed seen around the town. Please don't waste my breath.
Then tell me those specifics. Cross-referencing, as I'm sure you know, is rather important.
You're lucky. There is a mage here to prevent me from getting irritated at you, little man. The disease rots their flesh from their bones. They're still alive. That is all I know.
Very well. You'll now be escorted back to your cell.
Thank you, irritating little man.
And you are escorted back.
Today's going to put a mask on first, mate. Don't take my mask away. Little cunt.
They don't take your mask away. They let you take your mask.
Yep. So he's going to go back to cell and just sit and stare at the wall.
Okay. Testar. If I'm pronouncing that right.
Detestar.
Testar. This is not exactly what you imagined your visit to the city would be like, but who knows? It might be customs there.
I had no specific anticipation.
And you're brought to the interrogation room. So what do we see as you enter?
Well, I'm very blue. I am tall and spindly. dark trousers, a sort of flowy half cape thing, and a very, very long sleeve cover. And no ears, no hair, smooth skin, and the eyes are a solid white, seem to glow from between the blue.
You are bid to set.
You so?
Again, the guard present is now been reduced to 2 guards, but they still have a robed figure standing in the corner.
I'm sorry, I don't know the protocol. Do I talk or do you talk?
I will ask you some questions, and you will answer them to the best of your ability. So, your name,
Statista.
since this for a moment. How would you spell that?
D apostrophe Pistar.
Notes it down. And your last name?
Tistar. You just wrote it down.
Right. Place of origin.
Vectis City.
Notes it down. Looks a bit puzzled. Oh, but continues. Purpose of your visit to Tikurt Marquesi?
I was accompanying a friend, visiting another friend.
Notes this down as well. What is your connection to Dr. Thomas Faeglen?
We have a mutual friend.
Who is this mutual friend?
He goes by Spectre.
I see. Do you have any knowledge about Dr. Faeglen?
Do not. I understand he had something. He wished a second pair of eyes. I feel uncomfortable with these questions. We stop now.
I have one more question for you, then you will be escorted back to your cell. Where were you 2 days ago?
Traveling with Spectre.
And where were you traveling?
Here.
Let's solve this down. Very well, you will be escorted back to your cell. Once this initial process is over, we will let you know what happens.
Is gratitude necessary?
In this case, no.
Noted.
I'll sort of unfold from the chair and duck under the door on my way out.
And finally, now, how French is the pronunciation of your name?
It is pronounced Merlot.
Okay,
The T is pronounced.
Merlot.
Yes?
You are brought into the interrogation room and bid to set. What do we see as Merlot enters?
Well, he most likely has to duck under the door frame and step sideways to fit in. This large 6'5", wide-shouldered, bulky creature covered in various shades of brown rags and cloaks and strips of cloth bound around him to sort of cover every part of his body, so nothing is visible except a hood that pulls over the face and a wooden mask that sits on under the hood. And he just, if he's bid to sit, he'll take the seat, pull it back. Is it a wooden seat, Trip?
Mhm.
Does it take 300 pounds of weight?
That's what we're about to see. Roll me D100.
Oh boy. Sure. A D100, you say?
Yep.
There you go. 75.
The chair is sturdy. It doesn't bear your
Okay.
weight.
Like creaks a bit maybe, but yeah, he sits down in the chair.
Not more so than it would under Goliath. So
Places both hands on the table for the sake of saving time later. Underneath the rags, if they're ever taken off, is a warforge made with a mostly sort of like metal with bits of leather, sort of like skin, and underneath that is the sort of the exoskeleton of stone and dark pine wood, littered in various runes and magical enchantments to keep him operational. And behind the metal face, there is two glowing sort of blue dots that sit in each eye socket.
name?
Before we continue, may I ask a simple question?
You may.
I would like to inquire on the current whereabouts and status of my companions, a Captain Erenice Yorin and a Lady Cora.
They are both being held in their cells at the moment.
Am I
No
led to
harm has come
believe
to
that
them.
they are... Ah, excellent. My name is Merlot.
Notes it down. Seems to take some additional notes as well. Purpose of your visit.
My purpose is to see a Dr. Thomas Faeglen, and to accompany my companions, a Captain Aranice and a Lady Cora.
Notes it down. Place of origin.
Ah, I come from the Redacted. Sorry, that was a slight problem. I cannot identify my location of origin.
I see. It takes some time noting this down. What is your connection to Dr. Thomas Faeglen?
Ah, me and the doctor met a few years back and we held a correspondence of, I believe, 5 letters from me and 5 from him over a period of time in which we discussed many topics of the arcane and the ancient religions. The last letter I received was a request to meet in person.
Any mention of why he requested to meet in person?
He said that he had valuable information on a topic which we were discussing and asked a favor dealing with a certain Twilight eclipse and a curse.
I see. Note something down. Do you know of any personal conflicts Dr. Faeglen, the late doctor, might have had?
No.
Where were you 2 days ago?
I was travelling with my companions, Captain Erenice and Lady Cora, to this current city.
Let's see. Thank you for your cooperation. You will now be escorted back to your cell.
No worries. Thank you for your cooperation with my question.
And you're escorted back.
Stands up and follows the guards back.
So, you're all... You probably wait in your separate cells for something like 20 minutes. Before individually you're all let out. And you see this gathering, rather peculiar crowd just in the lobby of the building. As you are now all together in a otherwise largely empty lobby. There's a secretary who looks questioningly at you, like, why are you still here?
So we've been
Murloc's
given
going to
our
sort
own-
of.
Sorry.
Murloc's going to go up to his crew members. Captain Aranice and Lady Cora, you're unharmed, I hope?
Yes. Although very bored. It was terrible.
I am sorry for your boredom. Can I alleviate that in some way?
We can get going. There's a
Stands
mystery
up
to
and
solve.
looks.
She smiles and rubs her hands together.
Stands up, ready to follow the captain.
How
Were you
obvious?
also interrogated? Sorry, Silent, go ahead.
I was going to ask how obvious it is that Merlot is a Warforged.
He is huge, wide of shouldered, very big forearms,
Good to know.
and his movements are quite. They're
Mechanical.
not the smoothest movements.
I'm going to sort of sweep forwards and start examining you from various angles.
How tall are you again?
6'3".
Oh, he doesn't have to look down then. May I assist you in anything?
Just admiring the workmanship. Where were you made?
Yes, I was made in the. Sorry, I cannot locate the origin of my creation. I mean my birth.
Yes, quite.
Ah, yes, I'm from
Interesting.
Redacted.
Could I make can I sort of examine Merlot and see what I can determine? If I have any ideas of what kind of being might have been able to create such a thing? It's the first time I've seen something actually interesting in this plane.
Sure, you will have disadvantage due to the...
It's totally fair.
Yeah, so I would say that this is more of an Arcana. This sounds more like an Arcana to me.
All right, that's good because that's what I wanted to roll.
I figured as much.
That's a 26 at disadvantage.
Yes, that is a 26 at disadvantage.
Oh, I had that on UGM. But it was a 26 at disadvantage, which is pretty good.
Yeah, I can confirm that is a 26 at disadvantage. So, you're not very familiar with the creation of Warforged.
No.
Directly, but from what you can tell under the rags, Merlot seems to be a well-crafted, if pretty standard general purpose model. You are not familiar enough with this plane to
Yeah, of course.
to know what culture might have created something like him here, but you figure that from what you can tell from his frame and the craftsmanship, he was built to be both to be both a servant and a bodyguard.
So I see Tess just doing a complete observation. I look to the two
Yeah.
other.
A major social faux pas, if anyone cares about such things.
Yeah, Tatista is just very much interested in that.
Who's the first person my eyes lock with when I just look at the group?
Cara's looking at her feet, so probably not going to be her.
Erenice is not paying attention to you.
Okay. So it's probably going to be Starlina then.
Sardine is standing at the side waiting for the weird hippie to stop looking at the robot.
With the bird mask.
Were you also related to the case of Dr. Faeglen?
Is that addressed to Zine? Just checking.
What do you say?
Is that me? Just checking.
Yeah.
Roger, Dodger.
Like,
Who wants to know?
have a think for a moment. Oh shit, social etiquette. My apologies. I'm Spectre. I raised the hand.
I would normally say that would be a fake name, but given your unique characteristics, it seems rather fitting. A pleasure. She takes your hand, just bows slightly.
What is your name?
Zarlina Vrykon. A pleasure.
And your companions?
I arrived here alone, although I am well acquainted with Madame Marissa over there. I was waiting to say hello before your... Is that your companion?
Yes. Just look over at the full body inspection.
I'm trying to commit as much of the design to memory so that I can try and recognize it and know locations where the materials needed to produce this might be found because I want them.
Do you have the keen mind feat?
No, that's why I'm trying really hard.
Just give me a general intelligence check then.
Oh boy.
You think you got most of it?
Well, Selena, I was probably like you. I was called to the city to meet with Dr. Faeglen.
Just kind of stares at you, like, go on.
Do you have any information about his fate? Cause of death?
I have not yet had such time as to examine his remains, although that was on my to-do list. Although it's a pleasant surprise these people didn't kill us.
You would have to go further southwest in order to be executed by mere appearance.
I was not referencing that particular cultural aspect, although I am aware of whom you speak.
Secretary is still sitting behind her desk, just throwing awkward glances at you.
How big's this room trip?
Fuck
Not
me,
that
that's
big.
echoey.
About as big as the room you're in, Ghost, by the sound of it.
Yeah. No, this is not a big room either. Like,
Have
This
we
is
have we
like-
been given our items?
yes, you've been. All your items have been returned to you.
I was going to ask about that.
I should have mentioned that initially, but yeah, no, all your items have been returned to you, and the room itself is like, it's the size of a moderately small waiting room. This lobby, so
We're just catching up.
I would not be presumptuous to think that we are necessarily friends, but I think that maybe cooperation in assessing the cause and the person responsible for the death of our common ally might be a good idea, seeing as we are currently on the watch list.
Possibly. How much do you know?
Chorus idol's up to you. Just listening. Just stands next to you.
Which one of us are you standing next to?
Well, I guess you're standing next to each other, so in the middle.
Okie dokie.
just trying to be subtle about it, but failing miserably at it.
No, not being subtle, just stepping up and listening. Because I heard them talking about investigating the death of the good doctor, and I want to be part of that, so...
Greetings.
All I knew about this situation is that Dr. Faeglen was investigating some sort of disease that was causing the decay on the living. And I was called to meet with him regarding this issue, likely to come up with some sort of consensus or possible solution.
We can talk about more later once we've gotten away from our secretary friend there. But hello, Cora. How are you doing?
Oh, it's you. I didn't recognize you under the mask.
Yeah. Nice to see you again. Staying healthy, I trust.
I try.
Splendid. How has your
Circum-
captain been?
Well, you know, impatient.
Hmm.
No.
Still,
We should do introductions elsewhere. Look over at the secretary.
it seems
I am
like
talking to the
you're-
secretary.
Aristotle.
I mean, if you want to have a conversation with the secretary, feel free to.
Oh, yeah.
Her name's Janice.
Corner wants to continue with this.
Right. But, yes. It seems that your friend is getting very well acquainted right now.
Yes. Tess.
I will admit this is rather interesting to meet a metal man, but not that fascinating.
So, what was the first thing you remember?
Apologies, but my current definition of first... Sorry. My current definition of first meeting someone is a hello, a exchange of names, and then part of small talk until we get to the more deep matters. Is that definition incorrect?
Is that the normal process here? Nobody has informed me.
I merely learn through experience, and that is what I've picked up.
I am new here. Hello, my name is Datistar. The weather is
Hello,
nice today.
My name is Merlot. The weather is remarkably nice today.
So,
Basic introductions completed. On to your question.
what is the first thing you remember?
The first thing I remember is, sorry, that information's currently withheld.
Ah, can you list the materials used to make you?
Why, yes. Sorry, no, I was born, and therefore no materials were used in my creation.
Ah, I see.
I'm a real boy.
Could you describe your mother?
Yes, my mother was a quite old gnomish man.
Interesting. I would like to meet this man.
Unfortunately, he died about 14 years ago.
I was just hoping you would give it a very exact amount of days.
I don't. If I had to keep my feet, I would trip, but I
Yeah.
don't. So
Okay.
I would have really much liked as well. Oh, he died. Yes, tomorrow.
That would also be glorious.
14 years ago, you say? My aim isn't that good yet, but I could potentially get us there.
interesting. I had observed that time was quite linear so far.
Yeah, it is, but also it isn't. It's complicated.
Interesting. Shelving that conversation for later.
I enjoy this conversation. We should have it again.
Yes, it was a pleasure to meet you.
And
Didistar.
you may call me Tis.
Tis. A pleasure.
I'm going to turn and sort of look expectantly at everybody else, who I imagine by this point is just gathered around watching that.
No, I'm still at the secretary.
Damien, you're slightly quiet, chap.
At the secretary. Is she like behind a desk or something?
Yep, just behind the desk.
Okay, slam my hands on the desk. Say, hello!
Hi. How
Do
may I
have,
help
like,
you?
Have like lost and found or something? I start trying to lean over and look under the desk.
That is not really our department.
I lost a ship. I'm gonna keep looking.
Miss, if you lost the ship, it is quite unlikely it's underneath my desk. Miss?
I don't know. Maybe there's a door or something. Or walk around to the other side of the desk and try to get a closer look.
This is a completely plain, normal desk. You got some papers under there.
Lift those up.
Stone floor. Sir? Miss?
Do you have a magnifying glass?
I do, but I'm fairly certain that will not help you find your ship, miss.
I'm going to hold my hand up expectantly.
Miss, I can assure you there is no ship under my desk.
Are you sure?
Quite.
I look at the others. Is she high on
Insight.
narcotics?
She likes the attention.
She seems bewildered, exasperated, and completely honest with you.
Very well. I immediately stand up quickly, throwing the papers everywhere. Time to go.
Oh, for goodness sake. Secretary.
No, that would be mage hand, not prestidigitation. Never mind. Can't help. Politeness denied.
Politeness denied by your own spell selection.
Accurate. Right.
I believe I'm currently acquainted with one Captain Aranis Yoren, a Lady Cora Dripani, a Lady Zarlina Virkon, and a person Tiz. What is your name? Looking at Darkling's character.
Oh, greetings. I'm Spectre. I give a bow.
Spectre, a pleasure to meet you. My name is Merlot.
Pleasure's mine, Merlot. Now reach out to shake a hand.
Puts her hand to shake yours and has a very firm metallic grip.
You want to test that with athletics?
Sure.
I mean, we can do an athletics if you'd like to see who has the stronger grip.
Oh,
Ooh.
shit. No!
Oh, baby. That's, you actually had a higher modifier than me, but, I didn't mean to roll it with advantage, but there you go, it's a 13.
Yeah, the grip stronger than mine.
Yeah, that you did not expect expect literal metal for that handshake.
Oh, excellent. I see you've got grip safeties.
Ignoring the comment. You see, Murloc, the only thing he has that he would have been given back would be I guess equipment he would have got back would have been a long flowing, like, thick cloak and a small backpack that has a sort of bedroll and rope tied to it.
I'll turn to Tess. Did the guards treat you with respect?
Yes. Should they not have done so?
I am uncertain of the exact procedures of these investigations. I just wish to know if they treated you with the decency that they should have.
I was not dissatisfied by the experience.
Very well. See, we should probably move to another location.
Come, Cora. Merlot. We have a mystery to solve. March out the door.
Hello, Orisa.
Oh, a mystery.
Oh, there's where goes her attention span.
Are
What
we going to
mystery?
solve the mystery of Dr. Thomas's Faeglen's death?
He's dead?
I do believe that is what they told us, yes.
Oh no!
Please correct me if my memory is wrong.
No, he's dead, and we're gonna find out whoever did it, and then we'll see.
Right.
Not menacing at all.
Correct. So, First step.
I
To his house?
volunteer my assistance.
Oh. Who are you?
I am Datista. It is nice to meet you. The weather is nice today.
Right.
I'm also
Now it is your
volunteering to
turn.
assist.
My turn for what?
I have been informed the process is name, greeting, small talk.
Ah, perfect. You can call me. Take off my hat, give a graceful bow. Captain No Beard. And what were the other two things?
Greeting.
Hello. And the third thing?
Small talk.
We got stuff to do.
I don't know why, but for some reason I feel that falls on the scale of medium talk.
I'm inclined to agree.
But I do agree, it seems we have things to do and a mystery to solve. I am excited. I may be overly enthusiastic for a little while.
I can tell.
Do we want to start at his house then?
Ah, perfect suggestion.
Arissa,
I can lead you there. Sorry.
Splendid.
Oh,
I was just going to check that Yoshi knew where his house was before you started walking.
I've been there before. She looks offended.
Nice to see you again, by the way.
Yes, yes. Hello again.
How? I was gonna go up to her and just like start inspecting the wound on the chest. Just like, yep, is this okay? Still good? Okay, excellent. And give you a little pat on the head, and then start walking towards wherever the doctor's house is. I imagine I would have been given an address with the letter.
Yes.
Introduction's complete. I'm outie.
Quest 1 done. Let's go.
Achievement
I love how you
unlocked.
love how you know each other for 10 minutes and you're already this dysfunctional.
Please have that be an official thing he does. Quest 1 complete. Level up.
One of my traits is that he talks about his battle analysis out loud. So
Perfect.
Task
Brilliant.
completed.
Move to opposite side of enemy for flanking bonus.
target appears to have read my movements. How disturbing.
This means you
Mission
can share
objective
meta
completed.
information.
Oh no, my guy will say his status update working at 20% functionality. So you
That's
always
pretty
know my
good.
health.
That's pretty good. I mean, my character wouldn't be unlikely to say that either.
Right.
Uh,
Let's go to a house or a shop. Does he live in the shop, Trip?
yes. As is rather common, his abode is in the same building as his business. So
Is it windy?
not particularly. Though as you approach docks, you will get the sea breeze in. So
I keep rotating the wind around.
Oh wow.
Can hear
like
that.
right now, it's like very night breeze. That makes no fucking sense because it keeps rotating around.
I can even hear the light breeze.
So can I. It's just immersion, guys.
Damien is stuck in this singularity where he has this ultimatum where he either needs to have his mic close enough to where we can hear him, in which he breathes into it, or he has to keep it far enough away where we don't hear him.
I feel
Well,
like
you can't
there's
say-
angling that could happen, you know.
The Damien Conundrum is what we will name it.
Yes.
There's a perfect middle ground, but I can't find it.
Do your best.
Because I'm now in a city, I'll just sort of walking, focus a bit, and I'll see if I can detect any portals.
Any portals? What's the range of that?
A mile.
A mile? That's reasonable. Let's see. Now you're pretty far inland, but so you do your little portal ping.
In what direction? Can I tell?
No, you just do your you do your portal ping, and well, you don't sense any portals. You do
No
sense
teleportation circles.
no teleportation circles, but you do sense just a general disturbance.
All right.
West of you.
Okay. Then, since this has the same range, I'll use his primeval awareness.
Okay.
Sensitive to any of the following creatures in this immediate area within a mile.
Nope.
No, okay. It's up for a minute, so everything pings while we're walking. I'll know.
And you do not have favorite terrain urban.
No, so it's not 6 miles.
Yeah. So you let Cora lead you to.
Cora leads you in the form of a sparrow because we're going close to my home, and I don't want my mum to know I'm here. So there's a sparrow that is flying and chirping at you. You don't pay enough attention. Not directed at anyone specifically.
Does the sparrow have a little flower crown?
No.
Oh.
Sparrow is just a sparrow.
Yeah. So there's this little sparrow tweeting at you, so you can follow it if you so choose, or you can just walk around on your own. Which will probably annoy the sparrow.
I can do both, actually, so I'll do both. Because I already know the way.
No, you don't. You know the address. You don't know the way.
I know where the address is. I can manage. I'm an independent woman, Trips. Don't impose patriarchy on me. Fuck you.
You try navigating to see the difference between someone knowing where you're going and just knowing the address.
Well,
Just get Google Maps up. It's fine.
Let's turn to Tis.
Google Glass.
What are your theories on the death of the doctor?
I do not have enough data to work from as yet. I do not know how he died, or where, or when. I also do not know who he knew, or who knew him, or what he had that someone else wanted. There are many motives that are possible in this situation. And among these people, we cannot rule out a crime of passion.
Agreed.
That would be the most hard to discern, I feel. It would not be logical.
Well, admit criminal investigation is not my field of expertise.
Maybe I would have information that could shed light on this.
At this point, on your way down, you do get a ping up on your primeval awareness, just at the edge of it.
Oh. Okay. Now, it doesn't reveal the creature's location or number, but it's... do you believe...
yeah, that's what I'm double checking. Yeah.
What creature it is? Fiend.
You just get a fiend ping up.
I'll tap
Just shortly, and then it's gone again, like as if
Nice.
it entered and left the field of your primeval awareness.
I sense a fiendish presence.
How far away?
Exactly a mile. It just vanished. I'm going to
Interesting.
assume somewhere in the direction we're going, but I can't know exactly.
Can we see a mile ahead of us? I assume not.
No.
Yeah.
Going to assume it either left the perimeter or performed planar travel.
There are many spells that could mask the presence as well.
Indeed. Just keep out for the smell of brimstone when we get to our location.
We can't rule out anything currently, but that also means we shouldn't lean towards anything.
Understood. Let's just remain vigilant.
Tis is going to look round at the rest of the group and then say loudly,
We should all remain vigilant.
and then
You-
turn back
you-
to Spectre.
You can hear Murloc is mumbling to himself. It seems to not be paying attention.
Chirp, chirp.
Yes, Trip, we get to the house without getting
Yes.
killed.
This
Yeah,
time,
you do not get murdered on the way there.
Excellent.
Oh,
I was waiting for the sparrow to get attacked by another bird.
Master Trip.
Yes.
As soon as we arrive at the house, can I please use my Drow High Magic thingamajig and do Detect Magic at will, spell slot free. Thank you very much.
So you get to the house, which is so you're in this this large residential area of town. There are a number of around you. There's these winding cobbled streets, street flanked by white painted wooden houses, and you find on a corner you find in the old Dr. Faeglen's shop, which is closed off currently. And there is a city watchman standing guard outside. Probably won't allow you to enter just willy-nilly.
I was going to think he doesn't have to.
who's in the front?
Who is in the front?
I would have been. Oh,
Well, I imagine the
Sparrow
bird would be, but
anyway.
Yeah,
I think it's
but I don't think the
Bird-
bird counts.
yeah, no, the bird
Bird-
doesn't count.
Zelina
Captain.
said she was up front. Then probably be me, and then
I'll be behind the
Yes.
captain.
I
yeah.
think me and Tiz are probably in the back.
Makes sense.
I'll be in the middle.
You're at the front. You were leading the way.
Well, the bird's in the front, apparently.
Fair. But the
Then
bird
other
doesn't
people
count.
took charge, so apparently I'm just in the middle.
No, we said you were at the front.
All right then, I'm at the front then.
If Damien said it was Bird, then you, then him, then me.
Spiffy. I didn't know Damien. He's gone quiet for me. Sorry.
God damn it.
Cora, you also with your birdie perception
Hey.
do spot your mother the taking.
Ooh.
She's not headed this way. She's headed away. Off to do the laundry.
Yeah, I go to Merlot and try to hide behind his bulk.
As a sparrow.
Merlot. Yeah. Just, he's got a big head. So I'm just
But it's
gonna...
very easy. You are just a sparrow. Sparrows are tiny.
You could probably
Yeah.
just tuck into the hood and just be invisible.
Yeah,
Plus 20 bonus
exactly
to
what I'm
stealth.
doing. Just, where the house is now? I'm gonna just stay here where I can't be seen. Cool.
Question to the group: how are we going to get in the house without causing a disturbance?
Oh, I have multiple ways, but I'll leave that until we make a decision.
Let's figure this out. I'm gonna walk up to the guard.
Excellent.
What, miss? Can I help you?
Hello? We need to get inside.
The shop is off limits, given the current investigation into the murder of Dr. Thomas Faeglen.
Yes, we're here to investigate. Thank you for keeping the fort held down. You can leave now. No, shoo him away.
I'm gonna
Give
leave.
me what? You know, this is gonna be a bit weird, but give me a performance check, because you're not really lying. But this is all about whether or not you can bluff them through just your
If a
presence.
bluff's involved,
I like deception.
Yeah, this is just. Do you manage to be cheeky enough to get them to leave?
well, 13.
Do you have any credentials to show me?
I'm gonna hold up the letter I got from Dr. Faeglen. How's this?
That does not contain the City Watcher seal.
I'll turn back to look at the rest of the group. Anybody remember the captain's name?
Unfortunately, I was not able to engage in the introduction protocol and therefore could not achieve a name.
Neither was I. I was very surprised to find out about the protocol.
Understandable.
I mean,
I'll turn back to look at the guard. We never got his name.
the guard, just for the record here, is just wearing. Is essentially wearing a light gambeson and has a truncheon on his belt. He does not look like he's very threatening. He's more there just as a general deterrent.
With just like a passive glance, can I see anyone else inside at the moment?
Do you want to do an active perception or just relying on your passive?
I think my passive is 22. So
Okay.
Just sort of glancing around the area.
You do not spot anyone inside now.
I have a question.
Yep.
Is there like, is this like in a row of houses, or is there like
This is like this is on the street corner with houses along. Yeah,
Street corner,
in a very medieval way of the house being essentially built wall to wall.
Okay. How close is like the opposite row?
The cobbled streets themselves are only like 7 feet wide.
Okay. So is there an inn opposite this place, or like another shop that you can get upstairs into? Even?
No, there are
Or even
houses.
is there a place like behind it or something? Is it like a?
There are no other commercial establishments immediately next to it. No.
Okay. In that case, can I please just go behind?
A bit down the street, there's a tavern, but that's a bit down the street.
Yeah. I'm just gonna change it. No, can I just go behind the? Can I just see in the window actually?
You can have a look in a window in this shop. Yes. The windows aren't barred or anything.
Oh, good. Right. Can I see anyone inside?
I mean, they aren't barred. There's just a glass pane there. So.
Right. Okay. Where's the guard's attention going right now?
The guard's attention currently is going all on Aranis and her antics.
Okay. Can I? Since is there like this is on a corner, so I could go like to the opposite corner, and then like he really won't be able to see
You
me.
could very easily get out of this guy's line of sight.
Great. Can I get out of this guy's line of sight? Is there still a window that
Yep.
way? All right. I'm just gonna. Can I do an active perception inside the shop to see if I can see anyone?
Roll a perception check.
Eat.
There is no people inside. There are shelves upon shelves and rows of various stuff.
Cool.
It's like very tightly packed with various artifacts from all over the known and probably some known world and probably some beyond.
Cool. Am I getting anything on my detect magic since I'm this close to like the window and stuff?
Does detect magic go through walls?
It is go through most surfaces apart from 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of water dirt. So if there was a window, I imagine.
I mean, yeah, it does go through the window. You see there are sparkle just splattered around are various pops of magic.
All right. Sweet.
Nothing super powerful, just various remnants of enchantments or minor enchantments.
Sweet. Based off my perception, the only people there's no one inside the house right now.
Not right now.
Sweet. I'm going to. How loud was the verbal somatic of spells? Would you say?
Well, somatic doesn't make sound.
Oh,
as
no,
a
not
digestion.
somatic. Sorry. How much is the verbal aspect of spells? Like, can you just say it because a whisper, or can you just have to say it like you're speaking a sentence, or is it like I'm shouting this?
It's. Are you going to say it's you can try to whisper it, but normally it would just be at a low conversation level.
Low conversation. Well, if he's speaking to her and I kind of like not in his line of sight and there's kind of a wall between us, would you say it's safe to assess that he ain't gonna hear me if I just
He
say it?
might detect you. You don't know what his passive perception is.
I didn't really want returning in that kind of terminology, but okay, I'll assume that he might be slightly more competent than the average Joe. Can I attempt to roll a stealth check for kind of saying this a bit silently? But still
Yeah,
roll
roll me
on
intelligence stealth, since intelligence is a spellcasting modifier here.
spiffing, intelligence, stealth.
So add your
I'm not
roll
very
intelligence
stealth,
check.
so let's just do intelligence. Oh, terrible! That he's gonna have 10, so that he has it. As I suppose as I use Misty Step to get inside the shop, and then instantly go invisible after that.
Okay, so you disappear. You appear inside the shop. Realize that as you do on the magic, you're probably a bit louder on that incantation than you were intending. As outside, the girl pops up and wait a minute. Goes to check where you were. Doesn't see anything.
Then I was gonna say stay still, not moving, just invisible.
Does he walk away to go check where she went?
I mean, doesn't have to. He only needs to walk a couple of steps to have a look around the corner. So
Oh, perfect. Thank you. I walk on in.
wait. He will try to grapple you.
Hey, no touchy.
I
Oh,
just turned to
oh
Tess.
God!
Should we intercept?
So he lunges to grab the captain, right?
Yeah. Well, it's more like reaches out to put a hand on her shoulder.
Okay. It's not aggressive. It's just
No,
like
it's very much a hey,
Oh,
stop that
okay.
kind of deal,
Okay.
not a I'm gonna wrestle you to the ground kind of deal.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm not sure.
You don't have to
Spectre.
commit murder on this poor man.
That's fine. No, that's fine. Defense mode not engaged.
I'm not sure, Spectre. I think we just leave them to it.
Let's observe.
Yes.
Well,
We will
Stop
learn
that!
much
I've not
about their
given you permission to
capabilities.
go inside.
But we
Okay,
need
fine.
to investigate.
If you have credentials from the city watch, then I'll be happy to let you pass. But if you
Go
don't,
ask them yourself.
no, I'm stationed
Why
here
not?
to guard, to make sure that
You
people.
don't need to guard for us. We're here for work.
I am here to make sure that people do not go in and start stealing things or tampering with the crime scene.
Why would we
Captain
steal
Aranis.
things? We're investigating.
I don't know that, do I? Not without the credentials.
I'm telling you.
You do realize that people can die.
What?
Captain
Ugh.
Aranis, might I make a suggestion?
Hmm?
Maybe you could try the application of a bribe in such an instance.
Okay, no, I'm reporting this, and he reaches into a pocket and pulls out this round river stone. What do you do?
What? You could have called them the whole time?
Do any of you do anything?
No.
No?
No.
Me and Tess have just been standing back watching the whole thing.
I'm like, I'm standing like back with the group, but I would just say that to Aranis, and then I don't know what the stone does. It's fine.
He speaks into it, says, "We got a disturbance by Dr. Faeglen's shop.
Call
Please,
your superior.
Please send additional forces as soon as possible."
And a superior. Send the captain. I'm gonna try and lean closer to yell into the stone.
Aranis is just like D&D Karen right now.
Yep. I want
gonna
to see the manager.
I just turned to this. Their procedures are incredibly strange.
Perhaps effective in this environment, we will need to find out.
Let's just observe and see how
If it is, it really does explain a lot.
Yes. But in the event of us not getting anywhere, do you have any ways of getting inside? No, obviously not saying this out loud. The
Come
guard is
with me.
occupied.
I'm gonna just sort of walk a couple of paces around the corner, quite a bit further out of distance than I think. How do you say your name?
Zardina.
Darlena went. And then I'm going to. Oh, I just realized something. Goddamn wizards and their preparation.
Maybe not pulling us inside yet, but should the need arise, we might
Do
require.
you think we have
alternative
10
means.
minutes?
With their distraction? Likely, yes.
I will start casting Unseen Servant, and that will be able to go inside.
Oh. Alternatively, I could also slip through the wall, but I would.
Oh, yes, I could blink. We have many avenues. Let's see what unfolds.
Let us observe and see how these people handle it. They
We
might
could
surprise
also
us with
use
their
Thunderstep to cause a distraction in another location a few streets away.
I think drawing attention to ourselves when they have got this handled is a bad idea.
But we would teleport inside. A plan for later, maybe an emergency. Why do we need to get inside?
I think we are pursuing evidence of reason of death and potential cause and proprietor and primarily
I
we're
was just
looking for
checking that I
evidence.
was accurate in my assessment.
Your assessment was quite accurate.
We continue to observe.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're just going to watch.
Just come back to the corner and just sort of lean around it.
Captain, I believe the
love our
suggestion
group.
of bribery has caused a disturbance, and your forceful demeanor has done little to alleviate that. Should we wait or retreat?
I'm waiting right here.
Excellent.
I wish
Okay,
I was
what's
as
the sparrow
sure I was
doing?
right as Aranis is.
What's the sparrow doing?
The sparrow's wing palming. Face palming. I don't know. Face winging. Yes, that one. But definitely not turning back into human because, she just saw her mother. She would like to say stuff, but not at the cost of being discovered.
Okay. This is a new level of D&D. You weren't even stopped by the door. You were stopped by the man in front of the door.
Well, to be fair, one of us is inside. It's not like the door has defeated us.
No.
We're 1/7 of the way towards our goal.
Yeah. Uh, you haven't even gotten to the door yet.
I think we wait for the authorities to turn up.
Yeah.
Because most of us are being completely calm.
I
Still
have
need-
a question.
Yeah, I
How,
was about
how,
to say.
how long are they waiting for this? During the time between me getting in there, going visible, and him being distracted by Arissa, and the availability of the guards turning up. Since I'm invisible, and also I am very fucking light, so I probably don't make much noise walking around and stuff if it's creaky. And he's probably not really going to hear anyway.
With Aramis shouting, "I want to see the manager."
Yeah, can I just start like just investigating the contents of the building and stuff? I would like to note that the detect magic thingamajig isn't active anymore though, so there's that.
Yeah, but if you can do it at will, you can just.
Yeah,
You
but
can
I want to still
recast.
want to remain invisible, and it's
Yeah,
concentration.
that is true because concentration. Okay, so yeah, you can roll me an investigation check.
Sweet, bro. As soon as I find that, there we are. Boop. Yeah.
At least at this ground floor, the sheer amount of various items in here makes it incredibly difficult to orient yourself into what might have happened. And however, what you can see is that nothing on this floor seems disturbed.
Roger Dodger. I will begin searching additional floors.
However, it takes you a good few minutes to look over everything.
Is that
and
time for the constabulary to arrive?
And in that time, you start hearing as more guardsmen come riding down the street.
Zarlina is going to see if she can get upstairs to like nearby a window and just look out like to the opposite rooftops, just so she can have visual confirmation of there, just so in case they start entering the shop, she can get out there really quick.
Okay, so you just rush upstairs and get.
Well, not rushing, otherwise that makes too much noise. But yeah, basically.
Yeah, so you move upstairs, just find a window, go, and you're gonna make ready to teleport out of there.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's me.
Okay. As there are now, as 6 more city watchmen have arrived on the scene.
Wonderful.
What's everyone doing then?
Good morning. My name is Merlot. How is the weather?
They look confused at each other, like, the fuck out? What the fuck's going on?
Nobody knows the introduction protocol.
Ernice will raise her hand to get their attention. Over here.
They move over, keeping a very close eye on everyone they can see, because this is weird.
The weirdos are here, everybody.
The party is here. Sound the alarm.
Yes, hello. Which one of you is in charge?
That would be Mimes. He's a younger man, but his dark blue gambeson does have some more ornate decorations on it.
Okay,
What's
so
the issue?
we've been tasked to investigate the death of Dr. Faeglen, figure out what happened. We came here to try to get into the shop, but this man is stopping us.
They could not produce any credentials, sir.
I'm telling you, we're here to investigate, trying to find clues. Do you have a magnifying glass?
I do not know.
Can I put my finger into my hood and sort of let gesture for the little birdie to hop onto my hand?
I'll turn to Tess. they're coming down. I think it's working.
I think that there's just a very long way round of doing things, but we shall see if we can make them more efficient later.
Indeed.
Does Cora the Sparrow hop onto my outstretched hand?
Yep.
I just pull you out of the hood and look at you. Cora, I believe you might need some assistance in this negotiation process.
If you're causing trouble, we will have to ask you to leave the premises.
Not he's causing trouble.
Do you have credentials saying that you are hired by the City Watch to investigate this case?
The bird flies off to a street corner because turning back into a human in this situation seems like a bad idea. Turns into human around the street corner and then comes up. Excuse me.
Miss Trapani, haven't seen you for a spell.
Well, you know how it is. Over here, over there, always busy.
Yes. Did you have something to add to this situation?
Well, these people are competent in their chosen fields. But
That's my kind of compliment and a half.
The chosen field of killing things, yes.
That was so true, it was a lie.
These folks are competent in their chosen fields, but their eagerness to perform sometimes stops them from performing social duties as you would expect.
I see. You can see that this lieutenant is a bit taken aback by Cora's presence.
I'm very sorry for the disturbance, and I'm very sorry that they do not have the credentials, if I heard right.
Yes, they appear to not have those. Do you work for these people then?
I do. Just the people who know her more can see that she's very clearly holding back a deep sigh.
Give me a persuasion check.
Oh dear.
Hey.
That was got. Well, if you vouch for them, I know that Dr. Faeglen meant a lot to you. I suppose that they have the best intentions at heart. Yes,
I will
yes, you
see
can.
that they do.
Yes, good. Cora, mind if we go have tea later?
When would that be?
Well, my shift ends at 6.
I can do 6.
Very well.
Hey, hands off my crew member.
Thank you, RNAs. 6 then.
Yes, 6.
Okay.
Should I meet you here?
Yeah, that seems fine. What time is it now, anyway?
It's like 2 in the afternoon.
Okay.
You have plenty of time to disappear, should you wish.
No, I want to milk him for information.
No, that's fair enough.
Wow.
We have to milk him of other things first.
Hey, this is some simp behavior going on right now.
Okay.
So
The guards called off, and you are let inside. You're let inside.
Victory!
I'm. Step over
Yes.
to Cora. We'll assume you're the leader then, seeing as you have more authority than the rest.
Well, I have more authority here. For
That is
reasons.
That's useful in this situation.
Yes, and I would ask her, and I would ask of all of you to be respectful things you find here. Don't break anything, and be
Very
careful
well.
what you touch.
I am
already
able to
walking
mend
inside.
most things should any accidents.
Your wishes will be respected.
I had zero intention of damaging anything, only of retrieving certain information that was promised to me.
I'm not paying attention to her. I'm walking
Yeah,
inside.
Cora's just staring at Arnis, just going like,
We conversed earlier, but I never caught your name.
I'm Cora.
Spectre, nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too.
Hello, Cora. It is dark. The weather still nice today.
Yes, it is.
It is. I like sunshine.
Now, shall we investigate the death of this man?
Please.
Just a sudden change in tone as well. It's like, yes, the weather is nice. Now, the death of your dear friend. Let us investigate it.
I'm already foreseeing a lot of fun. Just synergy. I'm already liking it.
It's
Yeah, it's gonna
brilliant.
be good.
It's a good start. So we're allowed in trip.
Yes.
I will suggest that at this point we take a moment. We have achieved entry to the house, and we maybe take 10 minutes.
Quest 2, success.
To success.
Mission
It-
objective completed.
It seems an opportune time to take a break, and it has been 2 hours.
Yeah,
Oh my god, it was 2 hours to get in a fucking door.
Well,
We
we
had to
did
do
also get
interrogations.
interrogated one at a time, which always takes longer than with the whole party.
Ah,
Well,
true.
it
Yep, it
doesn't
does.
take longer than the whole party is there.
I
But it
think-
feels like it does, because you're not doing stuff.
I still think that was a decent way of introduction.
That was pretty good.
Would
That
have
was
been even better
marvellous.
if we just had our mug shots.
It was pretty good. So, stream's going on break. We will be back shortly.
Hello, Internet.
Potato.
Get back.
So
Yeah.
we killed the guard.
Welcome
So-
to part
Anyone
one of
killed
We
the guard,
Murder
I'm
an
gonna be
Entire
really
fucking
mad.
city.
No. However, you did get past the guard by one of the characters agreeing to go on a date with the guard lieutenant.
Oh, easy peasy.
Yeah.
Should we all just walk inside?
Yep.
Cool. As we all step in and the door is shut behind us, can I turn to Cora
Yep.
and just say, Lady Cora, did that guard put you in a position that made you uncomfortable?
No,
Right. So he does not require sorting out.
Does it
That's-
require immediate extermination? Sorting
That's-
out.
very kind of you, Merlot, but I'll be fine.
Excellent. Continue with investigating then.
You do as well.
Merlot, you have some issues here, as the array of items in the store is not set up for someone of your bulk.
Yeah.
You kind of
I'm gonna
get the bull in a china shop feeling of this.
I'm going to try and make my way to his office. So I think we've been to his office before, haven't we? We've met before. In his
Yes.
office. So I'm going to try and make my way there without knocking anything over, but we'll see.
Give me a general dexterity check.
Oh,
General
no.
dexterity, not a save.
Oh, you. Oh no.
Oh dear.
Oh,
Oh, dear.
no.
You
Oh
make it
no.
halfway to the stairs before you hear a noise. Is without thinking, turning, and one of these arrayed shelves in the middle of the floor just tips over.
I try to catch it, but in doing so, kick over another shelf.
Yeah, and you just
Oh
and
no.
you just all of you just hear this king noise
I'm just gonna
And-
stay in my corner.
as Merlot, I imagine, looks about as sheepishly as he can, right? Just
Wait.
around.
He still has his wooden mask on, so he's just kind of like, that wasn't planned for.
Deep breath.
I try and right the one shelf I caught, and then just keep moving slowly.
Give him a thumbs up.
Sister, you said you could fix things.
Yes.
Shall we get on it then?
What's broken exactly?
A number of glass and porcelain items, and various more fragile, decorative pieces.
How many altogether?
2 or 3 dozen?
I require 41 minutes.
Oh no.
I mean, I will help you. So it's going to be 20 minutes and a half.
Perhaps
So,
this is something we can do later.
Hey Drip.
Yes.
Is there anything interesting on the shelves that look just fun or something?
I mean, you're upstairs currently.
Yeah. I assumed this was all over the place. By the sound of
No.
it, you collected a lot of stuff that I didn't know.
Yeah, he's collected a lot of stuff. Upstairs there is upstairs it's mostly just books and papers. It seems like all the actual artifacts were downstairs in his shop.
All right. Can your boy study the papers and investigate, check the papers, see if
Yes,
there's anything
You can
interesting?
you can give me an investigation check.
Spiffing.
There you go. So now, distracting yourself from the absolute mess happening downstairs, you go back to the task at hand and start investigating the upstairs. This is only a 2-story building, so Most everything here is it's kind of messy, but doesn't look. But looks. It's the kind of thing where it's messy, but in an organized way.
Organized chaos, yes. I'm familiar.
Until you get to Dr. Faeglen's bedroom, where there are signs of where there are a lot of signs of struggle, broken glass, blood has stained wooden floorboards, and sheets. There's a lot of blood in there. And it seems no piece of furniture is where it is supposed to be, or completely intact in this room.
So like this place has been thoroughly searched, one could say.
More like there was a fight in there.
Yeah, but did they search afterwards? I'm kind of like, getting at,
Um,
did they murder him because he was a doctor? He didn't sound particularly like he was good on the hit points. He sounded
It
like
was
this was some kind of epic fight of, legend
It-
proportions.
It would appear that there was a struggle here, but it does not look. With an 18, you do not get the sense that it was. It might have been searched, but all the damage here seems to have been from the fight.
All right. Anything else that I can find with an 18 to, other than this man was murdered here? Anything a tad more useful?
Anything a tad more specific than the very obvious place where this guy was murdered.
Mm.
There are a couple of things you find. One, the remnants of shattered glass, and the window seems to have been broken outwards, not inwards. For a number of books, including a number of handwritten notes that are, while the letters are ones you are familiar with, as it's written in common, this looks encrypted.
Okie dokie. I will put those letters in my bag of holding.
Okay. Not letters, but notes.
Also,
I'll put notes inside.
Do I find his office strip?
Easy enough. Everything.
You
You
break
find it
anything
as
else on the way?
you find it as Selena is shoving papers in her bag.
Selenia, did you find anything to report?
Who are you addressing then?
You.
I'm invisible and in a different room.
Trip
No.
just said, Trip just I saw you shoving stuff in your pocket.
What? Okay, so he said he was going to his office. I'm in his bedroom. Is the way you said that was.
I was assuming you searched the entirety of the second floor, which is not very big.
All right. Okay, understood.
And I forgot you were invisible, so
Yeah, I'm invisible,
don't
so you
see
kind of
you.
just see the papers disappear into nothing.
Curious. I'm going to search the room looking for specifically if there's any letters that he was meaning to send to anybody but was interrupted for some reason, any books that display what his recent researching was on, and anything specific to what I asked him to research for me, and he said he found some information for me. They're the three things I'm searching for.
you see you get a brief look of the notes, which are just jumbled letters, and otherwise there is nothing that springs immediately to mind as for specifically what you're looking for.
Okay. There's no unfinished letters, no books he was reading.
There are plenty of books he was reading, but nothing that springs out to you as research on that specific matter.
No, just like anything he was reading recently that could allude to something else he was doing. So
looks
only
like it.
only 1/3 of what I was looking for was related to me. The rest is like if he was speaking to anybody,
Okay.
like writing a letter to someone that literally says,
There
"Oh,
are
this
you
person's
don't
discovered
find
me and I'm in trouble." Yada yada yada.
You find a number of letters that you find a number of letters addressed to a colleague, correspondence between him and a colleague of his. Is which simply addressed to one KUA. And you find letters indicating a quite heated argument he's had with one Isambard Kingsblood Tenpenny.
Oh, yes, okay. Fine letters. But what was the argument about?
The argument was basically about from what it appears, it seems that Faeglen was arguing for against one of Tenpenny's construction projects as it would include leveling some Petkarian ruins
I
to make
see.
space.
It's about a construction project.
Yeah. It doesn't specify the nature of the construction project.
Okay. Does it detail that like the doctor was kind of blocking the construction?
No, he was openly opposing it, but he did not have the power himself to stop it.
Okay.
And he goes quite into how continuing with this planned project would cause the destruction of the cultural heritage of the Pakiba area.
I see.
So, yeah.
Okay. Was he his recent books he was reading, is there any like interesting topics, or is it just kind of all like bland ancient religious texts?
Not a lot of excuse me. Nothing specific research related was what was reading currently.
Okay.
Like one of the books most recently left out was is the 77 traditional Fjordland dishes.
All right.
As
Okay.
he seemingly was looking at expanding his repertoire of food making.
All right. He wasn't if he wasn't looking at anything controversial, that's fine.
Merlot.
Nothing in particular, no.
Merlot.
Yes. Who said that?
Zarlina.
Excuse me, Sarlena, but I'm unable to find your location.
That is entirely okay. I am wondering if it might be okay with you if I could take that piece of paper you have in your hand, the one you seem far more interested in, and put it in my bag.
Please detail the reason why you find your bag to be more appropriate than my own.
Because it is far more secure, cannot have stolen out of it, and also we will then have all of our evidence in one place.
He spends a moment like contemplating it. Evidence sufficient, and then hands it to you, or holds it out into the air.
It gently gets lifted out, and then
And
it just
immediately
disappears. And I'll put it in my bag. Note on it was a conflict with Tenpenny.
Letters addressed to one KUA and heated argument with Tenpenny.
Letters to
Yeah, Lozina is going to kind of just start shoving anything else that looks interesting in her bag as well, because it's infinite space. So
Well, but it's not infinite, but 500 pounds worth.
it's a lot of space.
Do you
I mean,
want?
I'd take up
to,
most of that, but that's fine.
do you want to book on the 77 traditional Fjordland dishes?
Sure, why not? Sounds interesting. As well as whatever random notes he has in here.
Yeah, you can just take all his papers and go through his bookcases and see if there are any titles that interest you.
Nah, I'm going to take everything.
Okay, you just dump everything into your bag.
Yeah, I'm just going to slowly I'm going to let my companions take a look at everything, and then just slowly just kind of start dumping everything in the bag, because I'll have a look at it later. Because I don't need to sleep really, so I'll just do it tonight.
Well, need to meditate inactively for 4 hours.
Yeah, but then I have a lot of time afterwards.
Yeah. Okay, so you just stuff your bag full of as many papers and books you can.
Yep.
If I see that, do I see that?
Did you ever go upstairs?
Don't think so.
In that case, you don't.
Not so far. All right.
Well, considering after the interaction, Murloc would just go back downstairs and then stop before the shelves. Just considering how best to get through without knocking everything back over.
And breaking more.
Yeah, so just sort of stands at the bottom of the stairs looking out at the room of collectibles and then loses himself in contemplation.
Just blocking the way. Just like, how do I blue screen of death?
Yep. So other people can do their thing. That's Murloc.
You get a particular shade of dark blue in your eyes.
Yeah, the eyes dim
just,
a little bit.
And you see text just whir past.
Oh god.
You turn them off and on again.
Yep.
There's a big red button on his ass.
You gotta slap the ass to turn him off.
Even worse, you need to slap the ass to turn them on.
God damn, someone else do some investigating quickly.
I was going to have a look around for anything innately magical.
Okay. You want to cast Detect Magic?
Yeah, let me check. Got that very useful in.
Yes, it would be, wouldn't it?
And
Turns out he didn't prepare anything.
I can only cast it as a ritual. I will spend 10 minutes and 6 seconds casting Detect Magic. And then have her wander around looking at stuff.
Okay. Spectre. Aracena. You two doing anything in specifically?
Spectre's not here right now. He'll be back shortly. Can I take a message?
Ernice is just downstairs looking for weird shit and anything that she sold to him.
I think a few items that the various trinkets you've sold to him over ages past.
Take those back.
Okay.
Cora is also trying to investigate, but doing a shit job of it because she's just getting lost in memories.
Yeah.
You know, just, oh, I'm looking for, oh, look at that. That's been here for, like, I know this. This, you know, played with this when I was small, and now he's doing everything. Shit. Okay, let's continue. So, ooh, look, that's still here too. Ooh, this is new.
Yeah.
At some point, I'm going to work my way upstairs, but I assume it's after the office has been cleared of books.
Yeah, probably.
Where the blood was in the office, right?
No, the blood was in the bedroom.
Oh, okay, good. Oh, fuck it. Remembering.
Yeah, the office has been pretty well ransacked at this point.
Yeah. Is there a house plan in the bedroom?
Yes, there is. Okay.
I want to speak to it.
Yeah, there is a flower.
Oh my god! If the flower remembers anything,
It's pretty sad as the pot has been broken.
Oh no, I meant the pot.
Yeah. I mean, it will take you some time since it's broken into multiple pieces. But yeah, it looks a bit
Shit.
sad. Let's see.
damn.
I'm just reading the spell description for.
Question
Secret
about
Fun.
events in the spell's area within the past
Yeah.
day. Gain information on creatures that have passed, weather, and other circumstances. That sounds fucking useful.
Yeah. So like you just turn to this flower. We cast your third level spell.
Yeah.
Who are you?
I'm Cora.
Hi, Cora.
Who are you?
I haven't
Ask
considered
better
that.
questions.
I don't get to talk to a lot of people. I
I
never
mean-
really needed a name.
That's fair. Do you want a name?
Sure.
How about Louisa?
Louisa. I like it.
Okay. I wanted to ask you something.
Yes.
Did you know what happened to the man that used to water you?
Well, he had a bit of a tussle with someone. And then when the sun rose up, a woman who came by to water me every now and again found him on the floor and screamed.
Hmm.
And then during the same day, some blue people came and took him away.
Can you tell me everything you remember about the man he tussled with?
It was night, so I wasn't really awake that much.
Hmm.
He was he was covered in some dark stuff, like some dark leaves,
Okay.
and he had like a shiny phone thing.
Yeah, the shiny thorns are the worst.
Yeah, I don't like the shiny thorns.
Do you know how long the thorn was? In comparison to the man?
Not very. It was pretty. It was a pretty small thorn
Hmm.
compared to his size. You know,
Yeah.
like probably not that. Like the phone was probably not longer than like the than a one of the outermost branches.
Yeah. Sorry, I love this.
You're talking to a flower.
It's very good. I like it. I like it a lot.
But then I haven't been watered in a while, so I'm kind of thirsty.
Oh, do you want some water now?
Oh, that would be lovely.
I shall get you some in a minute. First, I
Oh.
wanted to ask whether you remember anything that distinguishes the dark man from other people you've seen before.
She was covered in dark leaves. That's pretty weird. Haven't seen that before.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna get you some water now. And she just goes to like the kitchen or whatever and gets a glass of
You
water.
can easily get some water for the plant.
And I
You've
also
forgotten
share what I
about that
learned.
spell. No, but I love it.
So good. I share what I learned with the group, like that the tussle was at night, and that it was just, a night ago, and that he was probably stabbed with a dagger, and that a maid or whoever found him.
I think we should talk to this maid to find out the exact circumstances of his position and wounds sustained. Maybe he was holding something while he passed.
I don't actually know how to contact her though, and that's also not something plants would know.
I mean, I don't think you'll have that much luck asking the flower where who this maid is.
No.
I
If I ask who-
apologize.
Sorry.
That's fine. I apologize if this is assumptive, but I assumed you knew the people around here and they had respect for your authority.
But I've been traveling with you for a while, so I'm not sure if circumstances are still the same as they were when I left.
For your benefit, Cora, when you lived here and had regular contact with Dr. Faeglen, as far as you were aware, he did not have hired help.
Yeah, okay.
But he was getting older, so it makes sense that he would have hired someone.
Yeah.
But who that is, you do not know.
If there is no more investigations to be accomplished, then we should find somewhere to retreat and discuss information found.
Did I sense anything with primeval awareness in that time?
A mile around from the shop?
Yeah.
Nope.
No. Okay.
Did I get my
The
detect
way
magic?
he's asking that.
You did get your detect. You do get your detect magic, and you find a number of items around with various smatterings of arcane essence tied to them.
I would like to examine the craftsmanship.
Mostly, it seems to be very old, where the enchantment itself has worn off, and you're just seeing the remnants of it. But you do find something. You do see some things that you're familiar with the creation of. Things like orbs of time and that kind of deal. And yeah. None of them are none of the things there are badly made. Some of which is just
different.
very old and different. It is not the Vidalcan way of doing things, but you can't say it's a wrong way of doing it. It achieves its purpose perfectly adequately.
I'd like to see if there's any hidden panel or anything in the shop.
Ooh. Give me an investigation check.
Oh boy, will I ever.
Could I help out?
Sure. You want to spend 100 GP to
Oh,
Um,
bad roll.
give yourself Fortune's favor on that?
no, I think I'm just gonna rewind time.
Oh, okay. It's like, no. Zip.
Yep.
Oh,
Ah, well.
dear.
One worse, but it was worth the numbers
You
made
find
it
a
worth.
lockbox. You find a lockbox hidden in the desk.
Oh,
I found a locked box. You have the open it.
I raise my hand slowly. I just try and force it open.
Okay, so this iron lockbox you'll try to force open.
Yeah, one hand on the bottom side, one hand on the top side, and just try and snap it open.
Okay. Go pure strength.
Pure strength. Oh, baby. Probably not for 17.
You heard some creaking in there, but it does not. But you do not pull the box apart.
Need help with that?
I apologize for my failure in this action.
Don't worry, I can handle it. Pass it over.
I hand it to Captain Aranis.
I set it on the floor. Take a few steps back. Shadow.
Okay.
what?
Ooh, boy.
Oh, what have you done? Oh, no,
Oh,
it shattered it.
that's- It's a
Oh.
really big spell for a
Oh,
small,
no.
small shot.
So. Okay, first off, is anyone in the AoE here?
How big is it again?
10-foot radius. Okay, I would have put it like as far out of the way as possible. Like maybe even gone upstairs or something.
Covered
Okay.
the whole house.
So
Yeah.
let's begin. But okay, so none of you are in the radius if you're careful with how you place it. However, it does do 15 points of thunder damage to every item within range.
We can do
Oh
it
my god!
It's a good thing I emptied out upstairs. She's going upstairs.
Shadow does worse than that. I think it just destroys anything that's carried.
No, it does the damage to anything. To anything. Yeah. Well, 15 points of
wow.
damage is more damage than most common items has. So all of you hear this
If there was enough
horrific.
damage to cause, I would have gone outside. Wasn't sure
Okay.
exactly how crowded things would be.
It is incredibly crowded.
Okay.
Hey, David, I think this is your one chance to take this back. As we all tell you, the room's fucking crowded. You're going to destroy so much shit.
Yeah, do it outside.
Okay. So all of you hear from outside this horrible noise and crackling noise as you successfully destroy the lock and some cobblestones.
Oh my god.
And shatter
Well-
some windows.
Success. Victory.
You may or may not get fined for for damages caused with that and negligent use of magic.
Nobody will tell on me.
It's not like this was subtle at all. It's not like you have an easy time blending into crowds.
Oh shit.
Okay.
I
I'm
just
going to
smile
try and
pointed
carefully
at
leave
anybody
the
that
building.
notices.
Yeah.
Oh, let's try get out without breaking anything else.
So what's in the box?
Yes. So a little bit of shaking. You do. You manage to open the box. The box contains a piece of brightly colored coral worth approximately 100 gold pieces. And, give me a second. 57 gold.
Hmm. Okay. Walk back inside with the box. Just some money. No clues, anything, or at all. I'll hold the box upside down and try and shake it.
Well, the fact that the money
Um,
was still here implies that it wasn't for fortune. That appears to have been stolen.
Some iron shards just clang out of the box.
Well, what did everybody else find?
I found several letters from Dr. Thomas Faeglen directed at a acquaintance of his titled KUA about some research or something, and a very heated discussion with a certain twopenny about a construction project and how the doctor thoroughly disagreed with it. My initial assumption is that maybe Dr. Thomas Faeglen was stopping this twopenny from doing what they wanted and was removed.
That
Then
is a
why
logical
leave the-
conclusion.
Why leave the letter as evidence? It's incriminating to leave letters like that on a crime scene.
If it was a hired out job, then perhaps it would not be known that there was a letter to retrieve. Or they are bad at planning. Many possibilities.
Any of you who have any inkling of the goings on in Tikat Makasi will know the name Twopenny. Oh, sorry, Tenpenny.
So I went.
Tenpenny.
Yeah. And you know, you could probably just go see him. He owns one of the larger shipyards in the city, and that is where he conducts most of his business.
A shipyard.
Yep. He has a hand in most industries, including shipping. So who
Well,
knows? Maybe he stole your ship.
anything else?
Don't think there's anything more here.
I have not looked upstairs yet. Has anybody looked up there for arcane?
I did not. For
I believe me and Zarlenia were the only two that have looked upstairs.
Cora has as well. That was where Cora found the plant.
Sorry,
The flower.
and Cora.
Where is Salina?
I am right here.
Where? I cannot see you.
Yes, with your detect magic up, yes you do.
Oh, right, cool. Neat.
What?
You just see a vaguely person-shaped aura of illusion magic.
Ah, that's what that was.
My apologies. I didn't want to dispel it, as I thought the guards were going to come back and arrest you all shortly. You were being very loud.
Should we try to be quieter?
Probably.
Did you see anything arcane upstairs?
I did not.
I lean all the
Notice
way down
anything.
towards the magical disturbance that I'm looking at.
I did not notice anything. I did not check personally, but I did collect a significant amount of notes and other items which may have been magical, I shall check at a later time and inform you thusly. Well, you are free to check yourself, of course.
I look forward to your report of your findings.
You get a
I'm
small
sorry.
bow.
I look forward to your report of your findings.
You just get a small bow.
That no one else can see because you are invisible, and you just see this roughly humanoid cloud make a somewhat bowing motion.
I bend a little further. Return to my normal height.
I'm very small. How tall is he exactly, out of curiosity? I think she was like 6'3" earlier.
Yeah, she's 6'3".
That's a woman.
Yes.
My god.
Can be difficult to tell with Vidalkin.
It's the
Interesting.
lack of hair. Is to be
Hmm.
a key differentiator. Race, genders, for most races here.
My apologies for any offence caused.
Not a problem. You would not to know that the males have ears.
Noted. Are you okay if we talk about this later?
Of course.
Extensively. Splendid.
Of course.
Thank you.
So, what you doing?
I will inform everyone about the things I have found as I temporarily go into Robert. The only thing that's really different is that the fact that the window upstairs was broken outwards instead of inwards, so whoever did the murder probably got in somehow and then escaped through the window to make
Jumped out the window.
out the window.
Is the lock on the front door broken?
Nope.
No, okay.
That seems
Likely.
perfectly intact.
Likely either picked the lock or teleported in. If that
Or
was the case.
was familiar with.
Might I propose a question to the group? Have any of you ever heard of the Twilight Eclipse?
Twilight eclipse.
I refuse to call it that, Trip. They can infer what I mean.
Okay. If you don't
you
want to
are
say the
referring
actual
to
name of
the-
the thing.
It is a
If you are
stupid name, and
referring-
my version is better.
If you are referring to the Twilight eclipse, I heard of it in letter.
Yes, accurate. I also heard of it in letter. Has anyone else heard of this Twilight Eclipse?
Does the Twilight eclipse seem significant?
Okay, so how do you think you might have heard of such an event?
That's an
Well,
event.
any of the int skills, if the DC is 20 or higher, I cannot make it.
Pardon me.
I'm going to think through iconography of Twilight Eclipse. It sounds like it should be important to me somehow. So I'm going to think about connections to the Endless Expanse and the moon and the sun. What things I've
So
heard about.
celestial bodies and planar lore.
Yes.
Okay.
Now,
So that would be Arcana.
Oh, great.
What languages do you speak?
These ones.
Well, you may roll with the +10 bonus.
Plus 10 bonus.
Wow.
Yeah.
My God.
Oh, 26.
Throughout your experience there, you it's you don't necessarily. There are a couple of things that clicks into place for you. One, probably the most obvious, is that it doesn't take a lot of knowledge of of planar lore on this plane to realize that the boundaries between planes are weakened during both eclipses and twilight. Both events happening at once would presumably weaken the boundaries even further. However, more interestingly, you've heard specifically in regards to some of the planar lore you have researched. Very, very old the Elven texts or Elven knowledge from the time where the separation between elves and fae was still questionable. Is when a twilight eclipse is first mentioned as a prophesized event to herald the end of the world.
I regurgitate all of that while trying to looking like I'm thinking hard about it.
Do I know anything more based on what she told me, given I'm like an elf and stuff?
I
I'm
mean, you
also
wouldn't.
pretty old.
You can roll me. Okay, like what skill are you trying to use there to see what you've heard?
I could see history or Arcana being kind of
Yeah, like
relevant because she studies stuff a lot. So,
what's the angle you're coming at this from?
well, given everything she said, she'll try and see any history of that she could think from her experiences in Drow culture. So I'll use history.
Okay.
So,
you. What languages do you know?
I know those ones and that one. So I did in different boxes so I can see.
Okay. You can roll a history with advantage.
Roger Dodger. Yay. Oh, not that great, but not that bad either. That's 17.
Okay. As I this is before the Great Schism between Drow and other elves, and before the events that led to that schism. So this is beyond most of your knowledge. However, I will say, as wizard, the idea of an eclipse happening at twilight, that severely weakening the boundaries between planes, that seems about right to you.
Roger Dodger. I'll just nod. Be like, yep. I agree with everything you're saying. But I'm invisible, so only Tess can understand me. Maybe.
Tess, you've done some planar travel. You have any theories?
Unfortunately, my experience was not intentional, so I am unable to speak to the advanced execution of such a thing, but in terms of the theoretical, I have been attempting to learn as much as I can recently. How much do you think I would have been able to learn since my experience trip? It definitely would have been a focus of attention for me.
Yes. Just on the theories of planar travel.
Just
You can.
like planes and stuff. Just everything related to extraplanar.
That would definitely be Arcana. What languages do you speak? Actually, in your case, it doesn't really matter all that much.
Common, deep speech, dwarvish, primordial, and Vidalcan for.
Okay. Yeah. In that case, just roll me straight Arcana.
All right.
See what you picked up on.
That's a 16.
Cal.
The 1 is on the D4.
Ah.
That's why it's red.
So, yeah, from what you've been able to study of this world's understanding of the planes, yeah, the boundaries should be weakened during twilight and should be weakened during an eclipse. Both happening at once could weaken it even further. Exactly what that means, you are not aware of. What you are aware of is that you have personal experience with is magic in this realm does not have the same impact as you're used to. It seems to be a lot more effort required of you to draw magic to achieve the same level of effect that you did in your previous home. Which is worrying.
Yeah, absolutely. In terms of eclipses, like,
Yeah.
how aware of people of like how to predict them and stuff like that? Like, what's that situation like in terms of like a general knowledge type idea?
From what you've learned, there are scholars who are able to predict eclipses relatively well. Largely within a few days, margin of error. But sometimes they're completely wrong. So
I'll turn to the group and yes, I think the idea of a twilight eclipse would make many boundaries much weaker, which could have interesting potential for arcane activity on an extraplanar scale. In terms of things that would impact an individual, I'm not sure exactly that means. Perhaps more things making it through from other planes of existence, or like myself falling between worlds. There could be a variety of different things that could occur.
All right, Trip.
yeah.
My next question is: can your girl use some Arcana checks to determine, if possible, what exactly the doctor was he insinuating a connection between the Twilight Eclipse and this disease, which people are
You do
facing?
not need to make a check for that. I'm going to say that. From the wording of the letter, it seems that he might have been drawing a connection there, that it's somehow related.
Okie dokie. I'm gonna start searching the shop and the remaining items and stuff for anything that looks interesting in related to Twilight Eclipse or the disease specifically.
This sort of incursion could be very bad. Especially considering it, some people think it heralds the end of the world.
Well,
Zarninia, was there anything upstairs that you found?
Other than there were some notes in cipher that I believe I mentioned.
Would we
Did I
be
not?
able to decrypt those?
Later tonight I will have a go when I review
Would
everything else I have collected.
my ability to decrypt is rather adequate. I would request that I aid in such a matter.
You will be present.
There's a slight bow of the head.
I'm over here.
Turns to that direction and bows where he thought he came from.
Yeah. One more investigation check. Search for anything about the disease and stuff.
sure.
Sweet. I mean, it's all going in the shop and in the bag anyway, but you know. I'm getting there, it just
You
helps
don't
sort of-
really find anything in the store here that would have any connection to the current circumstance. You do find some knickknacks with more of a lunar theme or symbology in regards to diseases and medicine, but nothing beyond that.
Fun souvenirs. I'll put knickknacks. Knickknacks.
You also figured that you should probably not stuff this bag more full without emptying stuff out.
I'm sorry. How much notes does this man have? What's the
You
poundage of notes right now?
You emptied his entire collection of books into your bag.
Ah, that's a good choice. Good point. There's a lot of
Papers. Like,
I mean,
I don't
how
know.
extensive was this collection of books? Because that sounds like a lot of books.
He had a doctor in front of his name in this world.
Yeah.
That's not telling me a lot. I'm dumb. Come on, explain to me like I'm a child. How many
To
books?
get a doctorate, you got to do like 10 years of work on your own, basically a unique study. It would be
He would
a
be
lot of
extremely
books.
knowledgeable. Like, in a
Extremely
medieval
knowledgeable.
environment,
Okay.
yeah.
There was a
yeah.
library, is what you're telling me, upstairs.
Yes.
A very big library.
To say it like this, his study, every wall was covered in bookshelf.
Okay.
And there was not a lot of space not occupied on said bookshelves.
Splendid. Well, noted. I'll need to come back here later and then steal everything. All right.
I'm so mad that you're invisible because otherwise I would have told you off already. Like, if just the trinket, vanishes, like, how would I the fucking notice? Because there's so many of them.
I mean, you do have a passive perception of 21.
But I'm
Yeah,
invisible though, and also have been in different rooms.
yeah. I mean, the top floor, no chance, but the bottom floor, still we're talking, and she's invisible. Yeah, I just, even with 21, I don't see it.
And I imagine that you are very distracted with the circumstances going on.
Yes.
Excellent.
No, not excellent.
Well, it's for me. Anyway, yes. Continue with your conversation, gentlemen. I apologize.
Shall we make our leave since it seems we are finished in this location?
Indeed.
I have an idea.
Oh no. What's your idea?
Follow me. I point
What's your
forward and
idea?
start and I walk out of the building.
Cora's just walking after. What's your idea? Where are we going? What are you thinking about?
I'm gonna try and get out of the building without breaking any more shit.
Dexterity check.
Oh god. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh,
Cora, you hear behind you as you're running after Arnis. As more things fall over and are destroyed.
Did a polymorph.
A lot.
Yes.
May I ask you a respectful question?
I profusely apologize for damages with which I have had a direct hand in producing.
Do you think it was the wisest idea for you to be inside the shop?
I have a mind and a eye for certain things of interest and thought I could aid in investigation. I did not realize my bulk would get in the way.
Because doesn't realize how big
in,
fit.
in future, would it be entirely okay if I brought interesting things to you when small spaces are involved?
Bring a spine.
He puts one hand on at the bottom of the chin, thinks for a second. I am copying that gesture because I saw it done by many other individuals with intellect. Does it make me seem smarter?
Yes.
Excellent. Continues doing it for a little bit. I will consider your proposal.
May I highly advise you affirm my proposal? And then she's
Exalinia's
just going to walk
opinion on me staying out of small spaces has been shelved for later consideration.
off. Then
Will
if you
not
do it
hurt
again, then you do it again, you could just be like, memory was corrupted.
Your proposition of data redacted has been considered.
Error. Files unavailable.
Well,
Oh shit, he needs more RAM. He needs more RAM.
I'm out of RAM. Chrome's taking up all my RAM, boys. I'm gonna leave.
Put Chrome on our.
But yes, we're all following. While they're following us, I will just say I will wait for like a guard to come and so people don't actually break in this shit because I want to steal this shit later. I don't want to.
Well, the same dude who was there to begin with is still outside, looking annoyed.
Oh, I bet he was just cringing with each noise.
Yeah. Yeah.
I apologize profundely to him on my way out.
Yep.
So I blew up.
As I squeeze out the door, it's just I profusely apologize for damage which was caused directly by my bulk and size. I was unaware that the room would be so small. Sorry.
Just
Might I request
you done?
making doorways bigger next time?
Are you done in there?
Yes.
Okay, then please leave and be on your way.
Yes. Starts walking away.
Oh my god.
We better fucking find out what happened. Otherwise, this shit is just gonna chase us fucking out.
We're competent as shit.
I did vouch for
great.
this group.
Yep.
Oh, can you imagine that conversation with you?
No,
Let's
thank
go.
you.
Let's
Just
follow
realise
the captain.
upside to us not solving the case.
Did anybody check outside the house, like where the window was broken?
Nope.
Okay, then real quick, I'm gonna rush over to there.
I'm
Okay.
following the captain.
You can roll an investigation if you want to investigate.
Do
Leave
I?
it to the people who are better than me.
Oh, I'm really good at
I suppose now that
investigating.
she's highlighted this, I will help Murloc if he's gonna do it. I'll just quietly whisper, Lucia, look over there. And there. Pay attention to that. Like whispering to me. Because I'm not dropping visibility.
I mean, the duration of visibility is probably fading.
It doesn't sound like it's been an hour.
No,
Sounds
it's an
like it's
hour.
been like 40 minutes or something.
Does that mean I get advantage on any investigation check?
Yep. You're
Excellent.
being aided in your investigation.
26.
God damn, that's a smart boy right there.
It's a smart robot right now.
That is a smart robot. So, which is a good thing because this is literally an example on the DC chart for DC 25.
Well, there you go. Let's go, baby.
Yes, you do find faint scuff marks and imprints on the cobblestone to indicate that around and to indicate that whoever it was probably both entered and exited through that window.
It appears that whoever killed the doctor both entered and exited via this window.
I know. I'll give you some more information. You're looking at a not terribly large humanoid.
Not very
Not
large.
like about
either.
average size humanoid. Judging by the evidence of boots you find.
Right, so let's interrogate every average guy we find.
Averagely sized. Boot marks are not too large.
Also was also it the style of the sole would indicate it as men's shoes, but that does or men's boots, but that does nothing is stopping a woman from donning men's boots.
The,
Apart from they might not fit very well, but
the assassin was wearing male shoes.
I assume they would be relatively form-fitting for such a individual.
Right. Next step, interrogate every averagely sized male in the vicinity.
I would like to veto this next step, as that would take too long. Even for me.
Agreed.
You do not have authority to veto this system.
I
I
would
mean
like-
person.
So
Interesting.
the man entered and exited through this window. You said the window was broken outward.
Yes.
They just kindly opened the window on the way in, but then had to break through on the way out. Was he in a hurry?
Most likely. Maybe he was startled by some sort of noise or something like that. After quietly picking the window open and closing it again, that's around suspicion. Maybe he waited in the bedroom, and then once the murder was to take place, he was heard someone investigating, or maybe noise outside, and was like, I need to bolt now.
Maybe the doctor wasn't even meant to be there. Maybe he snuck in, closed the window to find certain things, stole them, and when the doctor appeared, the scuffle was improvised and not intentional, and the doctor died. So the thief broke out in a hurry, worried about being found.
I think that in that situation, such a thief would grab everything they could put their hands on in order to make it worthwhile.
Maybe they weren't thieving money, but were sent to retrieve certain trinkets or artifacts or items or notes.
Then such a thief would grab everything in the hope that they accidentally got the thing they wanted. Given that they
Sufficient
would no longer
reasoning.
have time to examine.
I'm inclined to agree with Tis on this one.
I think this was a deliberate killing. I like the idea of talking to the person that the doctor was in contention with.
Then we need to find this tenpenny and have a discussion.
In regards to our next course of action, Arissa. Arissa?
Arnis is her name.
Aranese. My apologies. I know you. I should know your name. I'm sorry. Aranese.
Yes?
Where were you going?
Oh, I was just going to go to the tavern to get a drink.
I was going to pat her on the head. Lead the way then.
I mean, you just said, don't we need to go see Tenpenny?
I assumed you would like to stop off on the way. There's probably several taverns. It is the dock area.
Perfect. Have a drink in each one.
Current experience would lead me to believe that would make you rather intoxicated. May I suggest only the one drink?
I'll be fine.
She'll be fine. Don't worry. I have a way of instant sobering.
Oh no, you shouldn't have said that.
They can actually drink a good bit before getting drunk.
It's a good thing I packed lesser restoration then.
Yes. We
So,
will
what is your current plan of action?
head over to Tenpenny's place and along the way stop at every single bar.
Along the way, pub crawl.
We're gonna pub crawl on the way to Tenpenny's.
1 pint per pub. Let's go. How many pubs are on the way then?
30 minutes a pub, 1 pint a pub. Let's go, baby.
I don't like this plan. I'd rather not
Is anyone stopping Aranis from doing this?
I don't think
because
anyone
as soon
can.
as she gets too drunk to become comprehensible, I cast Lesser Restoration on her.
It's okay. I have advantage on saving throws against being poison and resistance to poison.
Oh my gosh, you can
Oh,
take
she
a lot
can
of drink.
She can drink.
A tiefling always can drink a lot. I've met two now. They both drank a lot.
Also, I don't pay for any of it.
Okay, so
Yeah, I won't be seen with her in this city if that's the way it goes.
I mean, that would also take an awful long time,
Okay, so
rather than just go down to the docks to
I
the
like to think
largest shipyard.
after the first tavern, we were all like, right, this is taking too long. We need to hurry this
Yeah.
shit up.
just carry the tiefling on.
Okay, the second tavern we go to, I'll take the pint to go.
You just grab someone's glass from you go to the bar, grab someone's glass who's just gotten it, and leave.
Not even outside, it's
Give
just
me-
somebody smoking out the front.
Yeah.
Like, thank
I
you.
pay for all the drinks she's having, and the pint she's stealing as well.
What do you say you were doing?
Paying for the drink.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
I mean, that would set you back like 4 copper at this point.
Yeah, I'm gonna give a silver
Okay.
because fuck me, that's just embarrassing. Please don't tell me.
I like to think after a few hours, we eventually make our way to the docks.
Yeah.
All right,
Stopping
and then
in a select few taverns on the way.
So you arrive at the Tenpenny shipyard.
Has it been a few hours, Trip? Just to clarify.
Yes, it has been a few
All
hours.
right, sweet. Rip
Only
screens
Smithy's gone.
invisibility. I'm visible once again. I'm just gonna walk slightly, like within 20 feet of the group, as if I'm
What
still following the
time is
group,
it?
just not associated.
At this point, you're starting to be like 4 in the afternoon.
Oh, okay, good. Because I have a date,
Mm-hmm.
You have to be there to milk that juicy information out of him.
Yes.
So, as you arrive at the Tenpenny shipyard, I think we shall end it there. That seems a good ending point, and we usually end at 6. So
Not after the day.
Hours.
I
3
don't have
more
the day.
hours. 3 more hours. 3 more hours.
no, we will have to wait with the date until next week.
Oh, come on, mate. It's coronavirus. I got shit all to do.
Yeah, we could just start doing it twice a week, right?
I still have work.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh,
but it's
damn
from
it,
home. You
Julie.
can just say you're doing it.
But it actually needs to be done, that's the problem.
I like your tactics, Silent.
You know, it always worked for me. Oh wait, are we still streaming?
Yes.
Yeah.
uh,
You
Yes.
just disseminating information on the live internet. So,
So,
congratulations.
shall we do some character insights then? See how this clusterfuck of a party is thinking of each other.
sure.
Any volunteers?
I'll go first. I hope that Zarlina hopes that she's coming off as polite, but also is kind of worried to be associated with the giant robot because he made a lot of noise, and also, Aranese. Fuck, where is she?
Aranis.
Aranese, yeah. Is a lot more free spirited than she remembered. So we're just taking that into account. Otherwise, can't wait to read a doctorate's worth of books and shit.
That's a long read, man. That's a long
Yeah.
read.
It'll take me a while, guys. But
but
I'll dump them in the ocean afterwards. Don't worry.
yeah, just
I'll probably donate them to like a library or something. Actually,
just needs to point out that the man has more than studied for more than a decade to get his doctorate.
It's a lot of damn books.
A lot of books. Yeah. Sweet.
Yeah. It actually, real life, looked into recently what it would take to get my doctorate. And it's quite a bit of work.
Yep.
Quite a bit.
Quite a bit. Sweet. Yeah, it's hoping that everyone thinks she's at least polite and not like maybe too weird, but also, you know, hey, how you doing? That was the summary. These new people also seem exceptionally weird, so they aren't probably that concerned with her. So it's all
Hey,
good.
if nothing else, it's a useful distraction.
In fact, they were a very useful distraction when I wanted to get in the shop.
Oh, my.
That's my summary. I'm gonna tag Robot Man.
Robert.
Keeping it real since 1922. Robot Man.
Murloc likes everybody. Everyone seems nice. His experience with people is very limited, though, so hasn't got much to go off. The Zelenia seems responsible, if not a bit assumptive, but he assumes that's what all drow must be like.
Wow.
Yeah, Captain Aranice is a great leader who he must follow because she knows what she's doing.
Does she?
Yeah, she knows exactly what she's doing. She's so confident. That must mean she knows what she's doing. The only other person he knew that was this confident in his work was his creator, who knew exactly what he was doing. So, confidence equals correctness.
That's going to be a tough lesson.
Yep.
It's always a tough lesson when you realize your parents are idiots.
Lady Cora is surprisingly authoritative in this location. Must be due to her upbringing and people she knew, etc., etc. Lovely lady who needs protecting from all the people that would take advantage of her. Who else we got? We got Spectre. Didn't speak much of Spectre. Spectre seems like a pragmatic, good bloke. Yep, and Tiz. I didn't know Spectre's gender. seemed fairly genderless, similar to Tiz. I don't know.
It's hard to tell, but it's actually male.
Ditto, but female.
Never mind.
Tiz must be exactly like him and just new to this world, unaware of everything, and they can learn together. Sounds wonderful.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
It's gonna be great. We can learn protocols together. And there you go. That's it. That's the party. Everyone gives him a fairly good positive feedback loop so far, so let's keep on going with these guys. I'll tag Captain Aranice.
Oh no, I wanted to hear how he felt about breaking everything.
Oh, but the breaking everything, I mean... let's just say, in his usual routines, everything is sized for him. So having to go around small spaces is a new experience. And he sort of cares about breaking stuff, but then doesn't, because it belonged to someone who's dead, so he's not upsetting anybody by doing it. So it's kind of like, kind of cares, kind of doesn't. There you go. I'll tag Captain Aranice.
Aranice is sort of sad that the doctor's dead, but like they weren't close friends or anything. They're business friends, I guess. And is interested to see what's going on. But knows like she's not really the investigating type, so she's mostly leaving it up to her crew. And these two fucking weirdos who keep following them around. Has no idea who Spectre and Azistar are, but has no idea of their relation to us, their relation to the Doctor, or anything. But they keep following us around. Then there's Zarlina, who's assuming she's here for the same reason as the Doctor, although is wondering why Zarlina keeps calling her the wrong name.
That would happen in character. I'm sorry, guys. I'm dumb.
God. Corville, what is wrong with you? Just be smart. Jeez.
I'm trying.
That's a dumbass.
The two crew members are great. Just lovable, big guy. Accidentally breaks things, but no biggie. No real problems there. As you said, the guy's dead. Nothing to worry about. And kind of wondering why Cora agreed to the date, but figures she can handle herself. And it's not like we have an emergency going on that we need to handle. The guy's not getting deader. So
Good point.
we have time. And then, just enjoying life. So that'll be me, and then let's do Cora next.
Cora is very much flip-flopping with her emotions. If she has time to think about it, she's super sad and then angry at the person who killed him. Otherwise, she tries to... Because now she has a goal that is her own of finding out who murdered the doctor. She's very much more focused than I think either Merlot or Aranis ever saw her. Because normally she's just floating along, but right now she wants to know what happened and find a satisfying solution to that problem.
Yeah, that was news too, finding out that Cora's freaking neighbor.
Yeah.
Like, we've never talked about this before, but we both know this person.
Yeah, like
Small world.
like everyone got mail on the ship, and then you were like, "Oh yeah, we're going to there." And then I was like, "Ooh, what a coincidence! I wanted to go there too. Cool."
This is strange. I also wanted to go there. Oh well. What a coincidence.
How convenient that you were the two people to join me and didn't get lost with the ship.
Yeah.
Everyone else got lost. Except us two. Oh well. All things
Yeah.
happen for a reason.
It's surprised to see Zarlina, but doesn't say no to the help. And the other people seem to be talking about finding out what happened, so take them along. They could come in handy. And just trying to find out as much as she can by talking to plants and then talking to humans later this day.
I hope you appreciated the flower.
I did appreciate the flower. Louisa was very cool. Oh, talking to it's great. I'm very sorry, but I'm going to talk to plants a lot simply because
Nah, that's fine. It's your spell slots.
that is true. Yeah, Merlot is just he's great. A little bit like a puppy, but smarter. But also not in some ways.
No world experience is how I like to think of it.
Yeah. Aranis, brash as always, which at the moment kind of difficult because we're in the place where I have a reputation that I kind of want to keep. So navigating that will be a challenge. The Tistar and Spectre not really interacted with Spectre, just a little bit in the beginning, so she knows they have the same goal as of yet. See where that goes. Both of them seem not as much of a powder keg as the other people I have to deal with, so we're gonna figure it out. Spectre.
Yes. It's worried that the situations of what's happening are connected because it seems like a thing related likely to some sort of extraplanar activity, to by just assessments. So Spectre's theory at the moment is that there are likely some force at action to make sure that this transition that will happen during this twilight eclipse will go smoothly for likely our enemies. What will be our enemies? And he's trying to figure out who is the culprit. What did Dr. Faeglen learn that was important enough to get him killed? Because that seems like it might have been something quite severe. And he is very worried that this could result in catastrophic consequences if left alone. Once again, opinion of people. Tess is an ally. She's nice. She's relatively new, so Spectre is trying to be defensive in that way, that nobody harasses Tess, despite being completely capable of handling herself, obviously. But it's a new environment, and having a guide in the environment is a good idea. Let's see who else is in the group. Ernice is fascinating. She's so chaotic and weird, and Spectre spent a good couple of minutes just watching in fascination outside the building, just trying to get a read on how does this person function. They are so vastly different to the other people I've met. Merlot is a polite man. Seems to have seems to be in the same boat as Tess, trying to just learn more about how to function socially in new environments. But yet again, that's a whole other ball game that Spectre will stay away from for now, because that's not his deal, his problem. It though seems like a useful guardian in a sense. Selena is interesting. She seems like she's more cunning than she lets on, and likely is smarter than most of the people in the group. Just kind of wants to see what Selena is made of and what she does. Seen a bit of magic. She was invisible for a while. Thinks Cora is the leader, because Cora seems to have more connections and more. Her voice seems to be heard, and that became painfully apparent when Ernie's just escalated the situation, and Cora, with just a simple conversation, completely toned it down and solved the situation itself. But seems interesting. Maybe that's a connection that can be useful if having allies that know how to lead people is always good when my leadership skills are not exactly the best. And maybe she has some wisdom that could be learned during all this. What?
Because she's a high wisdom at the moment.
Damn it, Silent. No,
I know you couldn't hear because I was muted, but I laughed.
Hey, that's the only person I care about laughing.
We got one, everybody. Got one.
There's always one.
Let's see who hasn't gone. No tag Tess.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just this is another new environment in a series of new environments where everybody acts strangely and, very differently from one another, but also kind of the same. Just with, in the same way that, ice cream is clearly ice cream, but in a blind taste test where you didn't know ice cream was a thing, different flavors would seem entirely different. But because you know that ice cream exists, you're like, mint ice cream and pineapple ice cream, they taste completely different, but I know that they're both ice cream. And it's really strange for her. So she's trying to get a handle on what everybody in the group's like main thread is, and she's happy to observe for now. She hasn't really made any decisions about anybody. She wants to gather data before making an educated conclusion. So, bit of a boring insight, but that's also, kind of where she's at.
I'll just say I want ice cream now. That's all.
So, Trip,
Yes.
what's Venadia been up to?
What's for the damn
it? Well, I've done a little bit of time skip.
Oh, just cheeky little time skip.
Yeah, only a couple of months.
21 years. Okay.
No, it's a couple of months.
Enough time for him to put Robert wherever's convenient.
Oh no, Robert's where we need
I'm not
to
going
be.
to reveal where Robert is right now.
Oh no, Robert's the murderer.
You think that Robert would have stabbed somebody? Are you kidding?
Robert would have done a lot worse. He would have done a lot worse.
There wouldn't have been a body.
Oh god. Just pieces scattered.
No, he would have just taken them away, fed them to some animals somewhere.
Or eaten them himself as an animal.
He doesn't eat things that talk. Actually, that is generally a rule of thumb. That doesn't narrow things down much, but and mute people are in trouble. But
what if he never heard the person talk though?
Well, yeah, that's what I just said. I mean, mute people would be in trouble.
Yep. Okay. Yep.
If it can ask not to be eaten, I will respect its wishes. So, babies also at risk.
Oh, no.
Oh, God.
Can I not eat you? But you haven't not answered, so I'm really hungry. Sorry, baby.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I mean, no, I imagine that would be kind of crunchy.
Yeah, no, he probably wouldn't go for a baby, because what would be the point? You just have to get like 3.
Yeah.
You just have to get like 3 to gorge yourself so much that you feel sick afterwards, because that's how you do eating, right?
It's like getting a 6-inch sub from Subway. I mean, what was the point of going? This is coming from somebody who leaves the house once a month.
Well, you only go to Subway to get the foot long. If you get a 6-inch Subway, you got to check yourself in the fucking mirror. That's all I'm saying.
Fat and I can't help it.
Quiet, HDBL.
So yeah, Venadia's been, I think, I'm not going to tell you what she's been up to.
Has she ended the world yet, Drip?
No, she has not ended the world.
No, Venadia's trying to save the world instead of fucking off and dying like we did.
Look, I took Mage Slayer for a reason, and it's because I know I'm gonna have to kill Venadia at some point.
I mean, I do have a stat block if you want to try.
Let's fucking do it, Trip.
I think you're more likely to have to kill Aranese.
No. Aranese is a wonderful person who just wants to help people in her weird and wonderful way.
Yeah, we'll see.
Oh, how the tables have turned.
It's one bad decision away from her death, that's all I'm saying. Like, look at how many characters I went through with that situation.
That's why I said...
Nah, it's alright, mate. I like Jamie more than you, so you'll just stick around.
I mean, that did become clear. Nathaniel pulled way more shit than Robert ever did.
It was a little bit more obvious what Robert did.
Can we end the stream now? We're done with this.
Yeah, I think. Well,
Trip, you didn't answer the question, Venadia. What's up?
He said he's not going to tell us.
However, I do have some. I do have 2 questions. Questions for everyone.
Okay.
And that first off, what do you think of the information that you've now found about the Twilight Eclipse?
We're all gonna die. Commence the orgies.
The Twilight Eclipse.
The Twilight Eclipse. Let's
Twilight.
see. It's Twilight.
I'm regretting
I
putting
think
certain
that
words
it
in my
has
backstory.
a terrible name. I think that it. I don't know enough about it, but so I think it doesn't know enough about it. But on a meta level, I can't wait to get tentacled in the arse, mate. Just can't wait for that.
Murloc cares about other world-ending events, so it's fine. Just add another one to the pile. Whatever. We'll deal with that later.
But it's fun finding out stuff.
And yeah,
Finding out, there's not much
I
do
bet you
about
are
it right now.
regretting putting certain words in your backstory now silent.
No, not at all. I think it's gonna be fine. Nobody's gonna die.
Wait, so close to Twi'lek.
I'm gonna close the stream down now, guys. Goodbye,
Okay.
everybody.
Goodbye, stream.
Goodbye.
Enjoy being on the internet without us.